Yay, book club. Okay, we are live. Hello.
Hey,
Hello, hello.
yeah.
Welcome back to another Hero of Ages book club. Doing part 2 this time. And I feel like a lot happened, but there's so many there's so many perspective changes that that's what I feel like a lot of things are happening because we're following so many different characters in different spaces. But who wants to start
Yeah.
off?
Open up my book. I feel like on that note, I understand like why we gotta like we're following a lot of people and like that's also good, but it's like personally hard for me to read like that
It
when
is
we're
now, yeah.
switching
And this is
perspectives
why
every
I
Mm,
chapter.
I think the book we're gonna read next does it better because I think
Mm,
that Sanderson developed Vin and Kelsier a lot in the first book, and then he tried to present more perspectives in the second, but it's not enough to tell the scale of story I
mm.
had
mm,
planned for the third one.
yeah.
And it was his first trilogy, right?
Yeah,
And it kind of like first time he was
Mhm.
even doing all this stuff. So yeah,
exactly.
like
No,
I give him his grace, but it's still like pretty. I still able to follow overall. Yeah, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't like confused at where we were. It's just like that the like personally, it's really hard for me to like, I don't know, it's hard for me to start doing things, like even things I like starting to read a book, for instance, on one day. And this
Hmm.
felt a little bit like starting over like every chapter. Like every time I got into
Hmm.
something, it threw me out a little bit to have to restart at someone else's like perspective,
Hmm.
which is just like I understand why we're doing that, and I don't think it's bad. It's just like for me personally, my style of reading it, that makes it really hard for me to focus.
yeah, like was it the
So I
first time we
had
had a
a bit of a
spook
hard time.
POV in this book? Do we have
Yeah,
a
the
spook
first
POV?
chapter.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't think so, right? Yeah.
Yeah, which was interesting, but well, great segue into the first chapter, which was Spoo's perspective.
Hmm.
Um, I'm assuming we're just gonna go with that name, even though it's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just repeated so many times that I forgot his name was Lester Burns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
My boy
we
Lesty.
Yeah,
yeah,
later on we find out what Lustborns means. Well,
Yeah.
means.
not jumping ahead, but then I'm like, okay, maybe we don't want to call him
Yeah.
Lustborns either, because it's also
Yeah, I
sad.
think this is his preferred name. He likes
That's
it.
true. But I will say I watched like when I was doing my Marvel catch up thing. They actually talk about using like that term being derogatory in Secret Wars, and I went, "Oh
Yeah,
no, not less divorce."
yeah. But so, like warning for this stream, we're not using that
Yeah,
a derogatory fashion.
but yeah,
Yeah.
we enter part two from Spook's perspective. Finally getting to see him again. In part two, and he's a little different now.
Yeah.
He's kind of very in my head. Whenever he kept talking, it felt very like edge lordy in my head. like
Being
like I
sassy, like
like he's like I can't see. It's like I have to cover my eyes. Like I mean like for
The
valid reasons,
freaking
but like
blindfold.
he has
I
like a
was like,
blind.
this Gojo ass motherfucker.
He's like I'm more comfortable in the dark now. Like that's what it felt like, and like it's true. But I kept
Yeah,
laughing
it
every
is
time he
funny.
would talk.
Yeah,
poor
it
boy.
was funny. I was like, "Oh, this is," but the thing about him, like, wearing a pair of glasses under the blindfold so that it, like, doesn't close
Mm.
his eyes, I was like, "Oh, this is how all the anime guys wear a blindfold to it."
Yeah. I was wait, that's actually so smart because I always wondered like wearing a
I was like,
blindfold's very
"Gojo's wearing
uncomfortable.
glasses under there." Yeah. So, that touch of realism.
But
But
yeah,
yeah, he's got his flared tin, and it's
20
changing him. It
yeah,
was very,
20
like, marsh-like the
yeah.
way he talks now.
And it was also very sad because he explains he's been flaring his tin like nonstop, even while sleeping. And a part of it is because he's doing it, and it's like painful for him. But a part of the reason why he does it is like penance for clubs dying. And I was like, oh my god, you sad,
Yeah,
sad boy.
that was sad. That was very sad.
But
I
he's
mean, we
he's
find
like
out
low
later why
key
it's extra
like
sad, but
Daredevil now though. Like he's just blind and just like relying on every other sense to see the world.
yeah, I mean, it does, I'm sure, look really cool. Like when he, like later on, when he has a
Yeah.
fight scene, but like everybody else thinks that he's blind, not knowing that he can
Yeah.
see it.
That's
That
cool as
must
hell.
be very cool to witness.
That is some anime shit that I love.
Basically.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, for real. But he's doing recon in Urto,
hmm
and we find out that in this world, communism also bad.
Yep.
Of
Never
course.
We
works
got
out.
It's
democracy, no. Communism, no.
No.
Monarchy,
and
yeah.
what we're learning is just people know. Just people gotta
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah. Is we got one guy, and you just all have to believe that he's good. Which,
Yeah.
like, from our perspective, it makes a ton of sense, but I understand how from a citizen's perspective,
Oh,
that
100%.
looks
Especially
not so
when like
good.
the last essentially emperor of the land was like the most evil person that has ever existed. I mean, from their perspective, and technically from every like actually
And I
kind of
mean,
was.
I know that land grew on us, but like not even like by the end of book one, he also thought that Ska were he was surprised that Ska were so normal.
Yeah, he was like, wait, they
Yeah.
have feelings? They can
Yeah.
think?
Like they don't they're not completely out of they have a point.
Yeah, they definitely have a
Yeah.
point. Like it
Yeah.
took L two books to really kind of come around.
Yeah. Well, and like the ventures generally were not, good to
Mm,
people in the land. Like I'm sure people know that name. They're like,
yes,
oh yeah, his dad was fucking evil.
yeah, like even amongst the noble, Straff was considered one of the more evil people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very powerful and very bad. Yeah, but we find out that this Urto's current like head of the government is called the Citizen. His real name is Kellion.
Mm,
Um, and they all have like oh, in this chapter he's just like watching their meeting and like staring at his sister.
yeah,
He's
he's
got a
just
thing for the citizen's
for the
sister because she
sister.
looks so sad. Because she's like, I see sorrow in her eyes, and I also feel that way.
Once again, the most edgelord thing he could have
Oh,
possibly
you
said in
know,
that moment.
yeah. He understood that feeling in her eyes. I was like, wow. Super emo. Yeah, that was pretty much all that happened in
Yeah,
that chapter.
and then yeah, pretty much that's all that happened. And then once again, we switch back perspectives to Vin and El and their army marching on Phaedrix,
Mm. Brick City.
or wait, are they going to Phaedrix? Are they or I keep like mixing up who's going where.
They're going to Fadrix City,
Phaedrix,
which
okay,
is
yeah,
the
yeah.
one that Set used to rule.
Yes, okay, yeah. And
Um,
that's them marching out, and they have to inoculate their soldiers for the first time ever.
oh yeah. Yeah,
Ham does
they're
not
like
agree.
debating it. Yeah,
Yeah.
the merits of herd immunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, some stuff in this book like it feels a little too prescient, even though like I know that it was
Yeah.
it was written in what was this one written like 2000 something?
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Brando Sando, he was telling the future.
Yeah.
Just goes on to show it's a matter of
Yeah,
time.
this book is copyright 2008, so you know. I mean, not like that wasn't a concept, but yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, like think about herd immunity, but they have like roughly like 1 in 50 or something. of the
Something like it.
soldiers will fall or will die. I don't remember because they give two statistics because not all of the ones who get sick die.
Yeah.
But it's like a relatively small percentage die, but still like a lot of people. Let's see. Oh, she talks to Vin talks to her Kolos again,
Yeah. Human.
which he named himself Human.
And human longs to be a human.
Same.
He's like,
And
why don't I have a house? I don't have a house. It's like,
The
damn,
pickaxe.
yeah. Yeah, you want all the other stuff about being a human? Or you just want a house? I want a house, but we can't all get what we want, human.
Guess we're not human.
Yeah.
But they have an interesting conversation though, where Human mentions that Vin is just like them, whatever that means.
Yeah. She's not like the humans, and she's like the
Yeah.
Kolos. He says because
Dun
of
dun dun.
the mist. He says, I hate it. I hate it because it hates me. You
Yeah.
feel it, and that's why she's the same, because the mist also hates.
Mm.
But she thinks about how it like was this chapter or later, but she talks about how it used to like
Be
come
drawn to
towards
her.
her, yeah, be drawn to her, and now there's like sort of a barrier around her. It doesn't come in with like a few inches of her.
Yeah, it kind of shies away from her whenever she's around.
Yeah. So we're getting more and more the feeling that the mist is sentient in some fashion.
I mean, the mist did stab Ellen at some point.
Yeah, that's true.
Can't wait till the
Uh,
end, guys. We're
yeah,
getting
I'm
there.
like,
Mm.
it's all gonna come together,
Let's all
probably.
come together.
But I think that was like the majority of that chapter, but we do get
Mhm.
a little bit at the end talking about allomantic savants and learning more, like kind of expanding more just allomancy in general. And the savants are people who flare their
Mm,
abilities so long that they change physically permanently, which clearly
mm,
that's what's happening to Spook.
yeah.
And savants, you can argue, like they said, like are kind of like inquisitors, like barely human anymore.
hmm Which explains uh, why Spook sounds so like weird and emo
Yeah.
now.
If you become a
It's
savant,
all the tint.
you if you become a savant, you just become a hot topic shopper.
Mhm. All right. Oh, I see. Yeah, that was at the log quote at the beginning of the next chapter. The thing
Mm,
about the savants. Yeah, but we switch back to Spook's perspective.
mm-hmm.
Um,
And kind of goes more
let's-
into like how he's changed even more, like talking about how he's blinding himself. He even has to deafen himself with wax. Like this man is in pain all the time
where's
just by being
the
alive.
yeah. I mean, it sounds like it's a nightmare, pretty
Yeah.
much. Like I would just kill myself, but he's got, stuff to work for, I guess. Um, oh yeah, this is the chapter where it talks about the new communism.
Yeah.
Everyone
Where
in
it's
Urto now is like mandated to wear like the same type
gray
of
or whatever.
clothing. Yeah, colors and styles of clothing. I have to wear like plain ska clothing.
Except for the leaders who get to wear red.
Yeah. And they can't have like nice furniture and like stuff like that. Everybody has to have like sad stuff.
Yeah, they just have to be sad for some reason in this new utopia, so quote
Guys, that's what
unquote.
communism is about, being sad all together.
But we're sad together.
Together. That's
We share
okay.
also our sadness.
Yeah, and I think like they mentioned specifically, like it's like a dictate. I wrote like it's like a dictatorship of hate. Like everyone's just sad and angry.
Yeah. You find it here? Yeah. So this is when Spook goes with he has an informant
A
called Dern,
Dern, a thief lord.
a thief lord, um, who brings him to a public execution that they're doing. Where the citizen has like found out people with noble blood in their lineage,
Yeah, they're
and
really
then
implementing that one drop rule or whatever. Like
he, yeah, yeah. The what was that? 5/8 rule
five,
in
something like that.
American history. And the way they do executions is they bring prisoners to a like noble's house that's still standing in the city, and they board them up inside, and then they burn down the building.
A Salem witch trialing out there.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
it's very hardcore. But Dern tells him something sort of cryptic. So he counts the people who go in, and then he count the skulls.
Yeah.
Uh, which the spook does not immediately take up to him on or like latch onto. He like has to run away because it smells too bad.
Mm.
Because of his senses.
And during all this, he keeps trying to talk to Beldre,
Bellinger.
Quellion, the
Mhm.
citizen sister. And he really
Yeah.
is just very chuny in my head. Like he has to do it in the most dramatic way possible. Oh,
Oops, sorry.
where he just keeps like kind of getting next to her and whispering like he's like, "Do you believe in this?" And then walking away. He's like, "Do you really trust he's doing the right thing?" And then kind of like inches away in the crowd. And I'm like, "Why is he doing it in this like weird
Kids
cryptic way?"
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think of the marketplace or whatever.
In my head though, like he's like adding his own echo as he's saying it.
Yeah, yeah. Do you really believe? As he backs into the crowd. Um, but he's trying to get to her, and then he's uh, well too focused
Mm.
on his uh, trying to get her to talk to him. They end up in the back of the crowd, very visible from the lectern where the citizen is giving a speech, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing to my sister?" And then they get into a fight.
And we kind of see how Spook has really changed, and he can throw hands now,
Yeah, or at least dodge them.
or at least dodge them. Yeah, and like he's able to
Yeah,
use like all of his enhanced senses to like sense the wind, sense the sound, to see it. Like he doesn't need to see his enemies anymore.
It's given the Airbender.
Mm.
mm. He's like,
Like
yes, the currents.
yeah, when the wind like goes on his bald head or whatever.
Yeah, it is cool. He says at one point, like, it's almost like having ATM, which is
Yeah,
a cool sentiment.
that was cool as hell. But then also during the fight, we learn Quellion is a hypocritical bitch because
Dun,
all of
dun,
his guards are
dun.
Allomancers. This
And
hypocrite.
yeah, so that's fucking dumb. I was mad. Well, we'll get to this later, but he like when the rest of the party that's coming to the Urto gets there, he doesn't like mention this straight away. I was like, why are we not talking about this? I feel like we could just topple the government pretty quickly that way. But
Yeah, that's what
maybe
I
they
was
have other
wondering too. I was like, I
plans.
feel like this is a very big thing because they're clearly killing people who are tied to nobles, but these people are very tied to nobles if they have allomancy. So I'm like,
Yeah, immediately. But anyway, he get stabbed and passes out
yeah.
because he feels pain so acutely. That I like that it like cut off. He's like, my heightened senses should have made this so powerful that, and then he
Is that
passes out.
oh
Oh, it hit. So that's the end of that chapter, and then we're bouncing back to Elend.
it's
Um,
them at the at one of their camps, and they finally have to enact the inoculation plan.
mhm. Oh, I also want to note that I like that the little uh blurbs at the beginning of the chapter now are talking about like how exactly Rashek changed the world when he
Mm,
got the power. And he's like, "Oh yeah, like in that minute that he had that power and he like fucked up the world by pushing it too close to the sun and then
yeah,
created a volcano, but then he got like good at using the power. He's like created like plants that could live here and like microbes that break down the ash."
yeah.
And I thought that was interesting that he went like really in depth to like fix this problem that he created.
And they specifically
And it
note
makes
that
a lot more sense like how the worlds can exist, how it does.
yeah, and they like specifically start name dropping like he was using preservation's power to do all that.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. So close.
Yeah, I know. Andreas must be like so hard to do. I'd be itching if I was you.
So I have to keep my mouth shut nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, I do now always think about the thing that like Lewis spoiled himself. Like now I'm always
See,
theorizing about that. So I'm
Yeah.
curious.
see,
Honestly, you
if
couldn't even theorize it.
See,
It's that
if anyone
Okay,
should have been
that's good.
spoiled, it's good it was me because I genuinely
Yeah,
actually don't remember the spoiler as I'm reading. Like I only remember it when we're doing these book clubs because we bring
when you
up that I
think about
spoiled
it.
myself. Like that's
Yeah.
like the only time I remember that it's like that even exists. It's
Well,
good
that's
being
good.
very dumb when you read. Like I am like so focused on what's happening in the present when I read. Actually, except
Um,
for Iron Flame because that actually pissed me off so much I couldn't help but keep thinking about the future.
oh, on a side note related to that, I got rid of those books. I sold them. I was like, these take up so much room on my bookshelf. I have like very limited
wow.
space, and I
Wow.
already have to stack them. And I was like, I can't believe I bought these anyway. So I sold them.
Wait, Louis, didn't you buy them like limited edition, the black cover or something like
I mean, they
that?
weren't limited edition. They were just like the special edition.
The
It was the same
first one,
price. It was
yeah,
the
I
same
have the
price.
first one that it's like a
Okay.
holiday edition or something. It's
But
just like a
I
Barnes
will
and
say
Noble
I did
edition.
pre-order the special Target edition for Onyx Storm.
Yeah.
So I will also have a special edition for that.
You're not gonna cancel it?
No, I want to read
You
it. I
can
told you
read
guys.
it.
Y'all know.
We need someone to
I
tell us what happened.
I
Yeah,
am
you're right, you're right.
I am an avid garbage consumer. Like I love just piling junk into my brain.
You are the microbes that eat the ash.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you have a very
Got-
important role in the
Yeah.
yeah,
ecosystem, you know? Like
y'all know that every season I watch at least 2 bad isekais. Like
All
on
right, I'm
purpose.
walking back and we're trashing Lewis's taste once again. What's going on?
Hey, I'm trashing my own taste. See, at least
Okay.
I could admit I have bad taste.
Yeah, we're
Like,
just agreeing.
but
We all
also,
have guilty
in my
pleasures.
opinion, because I read so much trash, I get to appreciate the gems that exist in the world even more.
Yeah, by comparison.
Yeah, because when I get to finally, just like side note, this anime, uh Shangri-La Frontier, like the main character, his whole thing is he loves specifically only playing bad games and will only play a good game like once a year. So like, but like one, it makes him better at the good games, but two, he like, gets to appreciate how good these games are even more because of how much shit games he plays on the regular. That's me. I'm doing this for the world.
I mean, or you could play more good games in
No,
general
no,
and
but then I'm lessening how good they are.
But then how will you ever get to all the good games?
yeah.
By not going out. Duh.
But
For
duh, by
not
not
like
having
having a life?
friends.
Same, same.
Not having
I'm kidding. I mean, like the thing. Okay, it's like I am a lot more selective than I used to be. I still enjoy some bad stuff because I think there's like fun to be had in bad stuff. I will say, Iron Flame. I don't know if I would ever reread again. Like
No.
I don't. I can't even
No.
really recommend it to people per se because it's like it's like just barely passable for me to like even consider like it bad but still somewhat enjoyable. Like it's just on the cusp. I just like I like the dragons enough that I'm like, okay, maybe I'll read
Yeah,
one more.
I want the Sparks Notes versions of like however many books she has after this. I'm like, I'm invested in like the story a bit. It's like I just want to know how it ends, kind of. Not that like I
it
care
makes
for these characters in a certain way, but I just want to know.
it
Yeah.
makes me want to write it in the way that I would like to read it.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure someone has
Oh
like
yeah.
fixed it and wrote a
And
better fan fiction
Andrea,
of it
fan
already.
fiction rewrite.
Yeah, like I want to learn about the dragon lineages. Like, like they're descendants of great
Absolutely.
dragons, and I'm like, well, what did they do?
Yeah.
Why are the lineages so important? And
Yeah.
how?
Unfortunately, this is a romance first, and not even a good romance at that.
Yeah, unfortunately, when I looked at the author's bibliography, they had never written anything remotely fantasy or this like depth in
Yeah.
terms of world building before. So like,
Her
no
her
fault
She
of
has
hers.
the
It's her
coolest
first time.
concept, man.
her
She
her
has the
per, her
coolest
per,
concept.
her portfolio was very
Airport romance novels.
airport bookstore coded.
Yeah.
Like it was not great. Sorry, Yaros.
She's
I'm just
expanding her
being
horizons,
I'm
though.
for real. But you are expanding, and I'm hoping the next one is good. I'll give it
Like
a
when you bond
chance.
with the dragon, you get cool powers. Like, come on, man. Like, leave some food for the rest of us. Anyway,
Yeah.
Brando Sando's gonna feed us well with the Stormlight Archive, guys.
True,
You
Nice.
guys
true.
have
Oh,
no
I saw the
idea.
ebooks were on sale, by the way. I forget if it was on the Kindle store or what. It was like $2. So
Oi,
saw that somewhere on like the Black Friday deals list online.
um, I am. I'll get them then. Cause wait, are they in Amazon or
I don't know. It
in
just said
Nook?
ebooks. I don't remember which storefront though, but I would just check to see if it's on sale at your select storefronts.
Okay, because I need to get. I have Kubo now. Which, by the way,
Mm.
I should have gotten a books because I'm gonna end up getting one anyway.
What is that one?
That's how it always is.
It's the
Uh,
Rakuten reader.
Oh, I didn't know Rakuten had their own reader.
Yeah.
just because I didn't want an
Yeah.
Amazon e-reader.
The thing that really
Yeah.
popped them off, especially like the past 2 years, was the Books Palma, like the phone form factor e-reader.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're coming out with the Books Palma too.
Yeah, I
But I still
saw.
think like I use my phone for that. I don't think I need,
No,
even
me
though it
too.
sounds. I want it so bad. I'm like I can't justify it.
The only thing that
What?
like I kind of convinced me is like the reason why I read on my phone all the time is because I have like wrist issues, and like the phone is just like the least like painful to read for long periods of
Mm,
time.
Let me
But then
see.
also I'm like I should just read on my phone then. I don't need to buy a book swap if that's the reason.
Heat with
Oh
the
yeah,
posture
the
check. Everyone straighten their backs.
Oh,
$3 right now,
Yeah.
guys.
Oh, the books.
It is on sale. That's good.
Yeah, from ten
But I
dollars to
Black
three
also
Friday
don't
sale.
dollars.
like
Let's
to
go
buy.
capitalism.
I don't like to
Also,
buy things from the Kindle store because it's Amazon.
oh yeah, you have permission to pirate it.
I don't.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, I'll just get the books. I like having
Yeah,
the books anyway.
yeah. I'll probably just buy the
but
books too.
The physical book.
Wind and Truth is coming out on December 6th.
What's that one?
So,
Yeah, but we're not gonna even get close to Wind and Truth by December 6th.
Which series is
uh,
it?
Stormlight Archive, the fifth book is coming out
The
Yeah.
fifth
December.
book. These books are huge.
So we
I
only need
know.
to read like 8,000 pages of content
Yeah.
to catch up
Only.
by
Well,
December
here's the thing, right?
6th.
Like, it's been a while since I've read the book, so I really need to like reread them anyway. Because I forgot half the story.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, and with something that seems so
But
large like that, I
I
imagine
will
there's a
say,
lot to That's what
I
I
hope Brandon Sanderson, you should make an anime adaptation of Mistborn. I'm just saying.
Yeah, just
You
like the Lord of the
know,
Rings
you
anime.
know, Lord of the Rings is doing it. You know, you can hop on that bandwagon. Anime is
No,
hot.
you should make an
Anime is
anime of
cool.
Stormlight Archive.
¿Por
Yeah,
qué no los
we
dos? ¿Por
people
qué no
who
los
don't
dos?
animate.
Because there's not enough money in the world.
There is for
If I
this.
was
There
rich,
is.
I would commission a
If they
Mistborn anime.
if they can
You
keep
just commission animes that you like.
keep making
Like
very
Porter Robinson
mediocre
did it
Marvel
for his
TV
music
shows,
video.
they can make unlimited Yo, the Sandoverse.
The Sandals.
Guys,
The
the Sandoverse.
Cosmere. It's the Cosmere, bro. It's already got a
It already
name.
has a name.
I know it does, but I wanted to call it the Sandoverse. The Cosmere Cinematic Universe, guys. Come on. The CCU.
CCU.
CCU. Okay. Yeah. No. I'm so excited for. I mean, I'm excited also for the second trilogy of the Mistborn universe because I never read it.
Oh, you never read Wax and Wane?
No.
It's actually like I really want to read it because it's just like I love Western like set stuff. I love me some cowboys.
Yeehaw.
I want to get to the Cyberpunk series.
Me too, but
Yeah, I kind of want that one.
I'm gonna be a middle-aged man by that time that thing comes
Yeah.
out.
How old is Brandon Sanderson gonna be?
Oh,
Oh
I
man,
think you'll be
he's gonna
fine.
live forever.
no,
It's
he'll be
fine.
fine. He'll be
Yeah.
fine.
He can't
I
die
trust
until
him.
he finishes all
Also,
of his series.
this man
No,
writes like
He's
Andrew
living on
Alexander.
like willpower to finish all the series. He will refuse to die before
Yeah. He's
his
like
50 series are done.
Alexander Hamilton, like he wrote the other 156 or whatever the fuck that the song is.
Yeah. That's him.
He's writing like he's running out of time.
Oh my god, just bring Lynn into this.
Sorry about that. Surprise Lynn reference.
Jump scare.
Well, speaking of, Moana 2 is coming out.
Uh, I'm excited but apprehensive because of like the story of how it was made and produced and everything that went behind the scenes for it. It was supposed to be a TV
Wait.
show, but then they were losing so much money they decided to make it into a movie because they knew it would make more money. And that's why Lynn isn't part of it because it wasn't supposed to be as big as it was. So the animation quality is probably going to be not as good. The music's not going to be as good.
I haven't seen any marketing for this movie. Like I didn't even know it was an option until when we were trying to look up Wicked tickets. I saw Moana 2 was an option.
Is why because
I've gotten commercials for it.
it's purely a money grab. Is why it.
I mean,
And
that's
I'll
like
still
every
watch.
Disney direct to DVD sequel was.
Yeah, but like,
True.
no, that's true. But I'll still probably. I mean, I am watching it. My mom and sister want to watch it, so we're watching it on Thanksgiving or the day
Nice.
after.
Good family movie.
Yeah.
But back to Mistborn.
Yeah, wait, which
Anyway,
chapter were we on?
Look at him. 17.
Oh
Chapter
shit, okay.
17.
We should
It's
wrap, well, not
inoculation
wrap it
time.
up, but we should probably finish no later than like 12, 15, 12:30-ish. Since we have
Yeah.
places to be.
Move it along.
Moving along.
All right. So herd immunity. We're inoculating the soldiers.
Yeah, and they're all scared. They got to do it, and unfortunately, Demo gets hit. He gets sick,
But doesn't die.
but it doesn't die.
You know, the power of Christ, power of Kelsier, saved him.
Protects him. But I like that, like, he was talking to Ellen, like, when it happened. So then Ellen all of a sudden's like, oh shit, I didn't even think about that it could be my friend.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, no, my friends are okay.
But I mean, I would have also assumed that Demo was already immune because of just like how involved in stuff that he had been. But I was like, oh yeah, I guess we did.
And he is in the
talk
church,
about
the church, and they knew Kelsey loved the miss. So it
Is
was
this
like
the
a good
equivalent
assumption
of being
there.
baptized? Except if it doesn't work,
Yeah.
you die.
Yeah, except for there's a 16% chance you drown.
Yeah.
60% chance the Holy Spirit just takes you with him.
Yeah. This is like what do they call that when the people get overcome in one of those churches? It's like that.
I know what you're talking about, but I forget the word.
Yeah.
I also forgot the word. That I'm in
Non
Catholic.
Catholic school.
I'm in.
Oh, I
We
guess they
don't
don't
do
do that,
we
huh?
don't believe in that in Catholicism. We're very efficient and like orderly with our religion.
Yeah, like we are not
Um,
overcome.
we are never overcome. We are by the book, 40 minutes in out, like in church.
But before he gets taken by the mist, Demo and Elend are talking, and Demo is talking about how like they see Kelsier as a god, but because even though like he knew that he was a man, but he
Yeah.
believes that something came upon him in the pits, and
Hmm.
he was changed when he came back. He believes
He
that he
was.
touched divinity in the
Yeah.
pits.
Which, given
So
in like not like to go too far ahead, I mean he might have been right. Like he might have been
yeah,
right.
yeah. I
I
mean,
thought Demo
it
was just
is
on
strange.
some.
It
I
is
thought Demo was
strange
just
that
lost
he
in the
would have taken
sauce.
that long to like snap or whatever
Yeah.
when he was.
Hmm.
That was a good point. Yeah, I never even thought about that. Like, given a guy who's been like broke and on the streets thieving for so long, it is weird that was what like because most people snap a lot sooner. Uh, but because
Yeah.
even Vince technically snapped when she was really young, so like it's like kind of implausible that Kel wouldn't have snapped by then.
Hmm.
Maybe he never felt true hardship until the pits. I
It's
mean,
true
I kind of believe that.
because also I guess like technically Vin was essentially alone because her brother was a dick to her, like literally beating her all the time. But like
Yeah.
Kel technically did have Marsh and like had a somewhat okay childhood, I think.
Had a
If
support
I
system.
he had a
I
support
remember them
system.
talking in the first book about how like his life before the pits wasn't as bad as Vin's. Where they're
Yeah,
like, she's like, none of you understand me. Like you all had an easy life comparatively.
100% they
But
did.
I don't know. I mean, they talk later about how like the noble people like beat their children to
To
check
snap them.
if they
Yeah.
have powers or
Yeah.
not. So it's like not and like other than that, those people had a very lush lifestyle. So I feel like it's not unrealistic that Kel would
True.
have had an experience that's enough to snap him before Pitts, but we don't know.
All right, so chapter 18.
Yeah.
Speaking of the pits, the terrace people now live there because they moved away from the northern area where um what was it, the what are they called again? Oh, the synods were like all murdered
Mm,
Yeah.
by
yeah.
um
Inquisitors.
yeah, inquisitors. So rest in peace. Press F to pay respects. But is this is where
F for the synod.
Zed goes and he's kind of like he's with is he with them yet? And they like kind of look to him as a leader, but he's like I
Yeah.
am still figuring out
No.
myself. So
No,
He's
he's
too
still with
depressed to lead.
Breeze and Alrian
oh, okay. I think
on the
I just
way. He
the only
hasn't
note I
split.
had on chapter 18 was that I made a note that like oh the terrace people live at the pits now. Period.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
he's
yeah.
still traveling with
Later in the
Breeze at
chapter.
this
He
point.
travels with
Breeze.
them and then splits off. And then he goes to the hits and they're like
Okay,
looking
so
at
we'll see
him.
that in a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much all that happened in that one. You know, we get a lot more of just like Say's being depressed and looking at religion.
Mm-hmm. It's sad boy.
All right, chapter 19 now. Some major stuff happened. So we're back
Yes.
in Spook's POV. Are
And
we
he
calling him
wakes
Spook
up
or
in a
Lesterborn's? I
uh,
mean,
We're calling him. That's what he wants
his.
to be called.
All right, well, all right. It is his.
it's yeah,
His
Spook.
will. Okay.
He starts like coming
It's
to
just a name.
in a building that's about
Mm-hmm.
to be burned down,
Yep.
but then he hears a voice.
And I thought it was gonna be Dern, like that the other pretend homeless guy that was with him, the
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
thief.
That's what I was thinking too.
I was like, oh, I guess it's like just his friend
Yeah.
because his friend did warn him. He was like, oh, like count the skulls that come out. So I kind of thought that, oh, like there must be like a trapdoor or something where people can manage to get out somehow. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but who did he see?
Dun dun dun. It's the
Dun dun
ghost of
dun.
Kelsier.
Kelsey A?
Mustard.
Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? Or
Sorry,
like
I enjoyed
the ghost of Kelsey A past.
Oh my god.
Oh, Miana, you should add that as a sound to your
Which
Twitch
one?
chat. The mustard.
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 Oh, from like the thing. I've known.
From
Well,
Kendrick's
I don't
song.
listen to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only listened to that part.
Okay, I gotta
Dude,
listen to the song and then I'll add the
the
sound effects.
weebs have taken that sound and rolling with it.
No, because I've seen memes for that, and I'm like, what is this mustard? Like, I don't know what it's referring
What
to.
is
And
It's
then you
this
guys are
mustard?
talking about
just
those
DJ
Kendrick songs.
Mustard.
just for the non like rap listeners or like in the cultural zeitgeist of right now. In DJ Mustard, he's like a very famous beat maker, producer, DJ, and he gave the beat to Kendrick in one of his new songs, TV Off, and in like the halfway point, beat switches, and you hear Mustard on the beat, and you just hear Kendrick scream, Mustard!
Oh yeah, I do remember. Yeah, he mustard on the beat. Yeah, that he
Mustard
has a
on the
lot of
Yeah.
beat.
songs.
And
Yep.
it goes so hard. That
And then Kendrick's just like,
yeah,
mustard.
yeah, but it's very good. Highly recommend.
It's very funny, but like very like safe DJ name. DJ Mustard. Do you think
Yeah.
his like partner's name is DJ Ketchup?
It should be.
Stupid. Uh, yeah. It's a very good choice.
But coming back to the book, yeah. Spook wakes up and hears Kelsier whispering in his ear, telling him to get up.
Oh, it's very Sephiroth.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. It's
In
very
the burning
Sephiroth.
flames.
And he's like,
Get up, Cloud.
and he tells him, and somehow he has a new power. He felt a new reserve.
He's like,
But it
"Oh,
was
there's some wiles
only
here."
one other reserve.
Yeah, he got the blessing of pewter, is specifically what they called it. I think.
Yeah, I forget what they noted
Mm.
that. But one of the questions and notes I had at this point was, maybe this force used hemalurgy to give Spook the pewter burning powers, because Spook was already like bleeding out intensely, and there's a lot of blood. So I'm like, maybe that's how he was able to bestow that to Spook.
But with hemalurgy, didn't they explain? I mean, this is a little bit later, but they explained that it's using blood and death to transfer powers. There's like net loss in hemalurgy.
Later on. So that was just a note I had, and it was just like a
Okay.
guess. So I don't think it was true, but still, like I was like,
Yeah.
how did he get just one of the powers? Because he's not a complete Mistborn. So
I am
he could be like
curious
the
about
only
this.
person in the world that has like two different metal burnings that aren't opposites.
When they showed that he had this power, though, I was like, damn, Spook is actually gonna be a menace now. Because like his
Yeah.
his savant like tin powers already makes him like he was already basically a very capable fighter. He just didn't have the strength to back it up. But now that he has the strength to back it up, man's gonna be a menace.
Yeah.
But I
it's
can
gonna be
see
very
his
cool.
mind is not in like the completely right place with the powers too. Like I don't want to like not a spoiler, but like I guess the foreshadowing, and I hope this doesn't happen. I feel like he might be a little too reckless, and it might cost him dearly.
Yeah. Well, it's been repeatedly said that this is bad for his body.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is definitely hurting him. So I assume we're gonna
But
see the consequences of that at
I'm
some
hoping we
point.
get
He's
to
gonna
see
fuck around and find out.
some menace Spook
Yep.
coming out soon.
Mhm.
Hopefully it doesn't
Yeah.
result in too much problems.
Mhm.
And then the diary entry I had a note. I forget what the diary entry was at this point, but I just wrote, so if ruin, like the power favors you, does that mean the mist would swirl around you? Because like if mists are related to ruin more so than preservation, maybe that has something to do with the swirliness and just the form of mist.
But I'm also
Mhm.
kind of confused about the mist, because what about that mist wraith? Like she clearly didn't want Ruin, or she or he didn't want Ruin to be released, and that's why they stabbed Alan. I mean, like that's what it felt like at least.
Yeah,
So
I
like,
mean we still don't know what that
Mm.
mist ghost was, so we will find out. I'm
Mhm.
assuming.
You will find out.
We will find
Okay,
out.
Andrea confirms we will find out.
Information we will find out.
We do
yeah.
another POV switch after Spook finally gets out.
Yeah.
Finally back to Tensoon.
Baby.
And we meet his little girlfriend, Milan.
I don't know. I'm not getting romantic vibes personally. It feels more of like a relative relation to me.
Like uncle niece.
Yeah. But I don't know. Who knows? I will say I am always very excited when it switches back to the Tensoon POV though.
Me too. I
I
want to
just
learn more
like
about
him.
the kanji. And I like him.
Yeah, it's very interesting and just like he's just a little baby, even though he's old.
And
He's very baby girl coded.
he is.
Yeah, absolutely. But he is being humiliated. He's in a cage.
They're really just never mind, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. Uh, uh but yeah, he talks to Milan and she's mad at him for like kind of just taking everything that's coming at him.
Mhm.
And apparently, like, you know, Tensoon was one of the good ones, as they say.
As they say. There's some interesting tidbits in here about the various blessings that Condra can
Yeah,
have. So it notes that like a Mistwraith is given a blessing to gain sapience.
yeah, and it's different for
But
and it feels very like allomantic power, like
mhm,
equivalents.
yeah. So he
Like,
notes like at one point he's like a Condra of the fourth or fifth generation who had the blessing of awareness could stand a distance away and hear every word. So
yeah,
there's like some tin things. He also notes that Orser had the
potency,
blessing of potency,
very
but
pewter.
he inherited it
Yeah,
when he killed him. So, but he doesn't have it on him now. So it's like something that they can physically acquire and lose, which is interesting. Yeah, and it seems like that is like a pewter, like a strength related gift. So very interested about Condra lore. But then she brings up the dog bones. And he's like, oh yeah, oh my god, I would hate if they made me wear those dog bones.
He
And
really loves
totally
the
gets
dog
them.
bones.
yeah.
Yeah. He wants to be a little good boy.
He was playing those people. He's like, oh, I
He's like, oh
hated
my
when she
god,
gave me
it's
them.
so embarrassing. But he's actually just a little dog boy.
He's actually very smart.
He found his persona.
Yeah.
His
He's
persona,
like,
is that what you said?
Yeah.
yeah,
The wolfhound?
the wolfhound. I mean, pretty sick, pretty hardcore as far as persona goes. Like, not a dog, a wolfhound.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah, but he like plants a little seed to like he's now considering breaking out of there, which he was just gonna take as punishment, but Malon convinced him that he should do something. So
Mhm.
Alright, next chapter.
mhm,
Okay, back
back
to Ellen and
to
Vin POV.
mhm. Find out Demo survives. So good, even though he got sick off the mist.
Oh yeah, this is where we
Mm,
find out, or Ellen like reveals that the noble children get beat to see if they have any allomancy powers. And
mhm.
then honestly, I wrote like TBH. It just now occurred to me that of course the allomancers had to snap somehow. So if you're a noble person who's living like a plush life, you'd also have to get like something traumatic happen to you.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I
And
didn't think about that
they also
before.
noted that a lot of them died during this like force snapping.
Yeah, because they had to get beaten to like the brink of death, basically. So either again, like a witch hunt, either your powers saved yourself or you died.
Mm.
Hmm. Yeah. Uh, but now Vin is becoming the scholar of the group. She's thinking
Yeah.
real hard about the
Funny how that goes.
the book. Yeah, how things work. She talks about ruin feeling like a consequence, a
Mhm.
part of nature, things that like for every push there is a pull, etc. So she's having some big brain moments.
Yeah.
She's getting
And we
galaxy brained out
also,
here.
yeah, and she starts
Hmm.
thinking about Ruin following logical rules, and we find, and like with the help of that one good what are they called,
Obligator.
obligator, they find out like the 16% always gets sick or dies.
Yeah,
Hmm.
she's doing the math. She's having
Doing
other
the
people
math.
do that.
She's getting people to do the math.
Yeah. But she had the idea, which is good on her part. This
Yeah.
girl couldn't
Yeah.
even like read a book ago or 2
That's
books
true.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was illiterate 2 books ago, and now she could at least have
She can at least know how to make sense of numbers, even if she can't do
yeah,
it herself.
she gained critical thinking.
She passed the SAT now.
Yeah. She's thinking about stuff that like the scholars
she
didn't
got a
even think
straight
of.
800 on her critical reading section.
Yeah, she hated the math section, but like
But killed it at the other 2.
a little bit.
Or anything else from this chapter? I didn't have any other notes.
I didn't have anything. My main thing was the 16% and Ruin having
Yeah.
logic.
Mhm. She's like, why 16%? So then I was trying to think of like stuff. I was like, has it
16,
been
16.
like, it hasn't been 16, it's been 1,000 years, not 1600 or something like that. I was like trying to like, have we seen 16 anywhere? I
This
didn't
is
come-
like Laura and the Laser Eyes. Oh my god, 16, that's the
Mhm.
answer to a puzzle.
Yeah. Like 16, where have I seen it before? Yeah, but next chapter we're switching back to Sazed.
And he's with the Terrorsmen in the pits.
Well, not in the pits, around
Around the
pits.
pits.
Yeah.
On top of the pits.
Yeah.
And we
But
kind of learn.
they note that Terrorsmen don't die in the mist, which
Yeah, they're,
I'm
like,
assuming the
immune.
Lord Ruler made it so that Terrorsmen don't die because he was a Terror's person. And then maybe the Lord Ruler is the thing that made the 16% up too. So he's like, maybe he can't control Ruin 100%, but he's like, okay, at the maximum, 16% can be affected.
Yeah.
But not completely sure.
I actually don't remember this part either. So I don't know either.
Wow, it's a mystery for all of us.
Mhm.
I felt Say's being extremely relatable in this chapter. When he was like, he found out that Terracemen weren't killed by the Davis, and he's like trying to think about it. He's like, "This is important. I should think about it." And he says he just wanted to hide somewhere where nobody would expect anything of him. I was
Nice.
like, damn, bro,
Valid.
same. Poor guy. He's just trying to figure out his own shit, but also the world is ending. Yeah, well, that's that chapter. It's just him being emo, pretty much.
Yeah, Brittany emo, yes. He also mentions like if he needs to keep moving basically, or else the emptiness is gonna consume him.
Yeah.
And then we go back to a like flashback, right? With Spook
Yeah.
and how he got his name Lester Borns and what it means. Also very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spook backstory. And this was like a dream he had, right? That's how they framed it.
I think so,
Or he's
yeah.
like, or he's like having some sort of delusions, possibly while recovering from his injuries. Yeah, but he remembers that his parents, I guess, found out about his powers and want to turn him into the authorities because they'll be killed if they find him. And then Clubs walks in and he's like, "I'll give you money for that child." We take that child, which
And
is
I guess that's his
we find out that
mom's brother.
it is actually his uncle. Yeah, because this when he showed up, I was like, does he just call him his uncle because he picked him up? But we find out that he is actually related to him. And they convince, or he convinces the parents to let him take him, and then he asks his name, and he like gives him that name, but it's a shortened version of street slang. Lefting, I'm born.
I've been
Street slang
abandoned.
for I've been abandoned. God.
That's so sad.
Yeah. To ask someone for someone to be like, "What's your name?" and you're like,
Let me
I
come up
don't
with the most saddest shit ever
Yeah.
for myself.
Yeah. So that's, possibly why he was so thrilled to be given another name by Kelsier.
Damn, we've been erasing his name the last book because we were like, nah,
Yeah.
man.
Don't worry, we're
Yeah.
good now. We're good.
Yeah.
We're back. Sorry. Didn't know
Uh,
we've been using your government name.
yeah, what's your ID say?
Yeah.
The diary entry in this chapter though was very interesting. So the Ruin may have fabricated the story of the 11th metal to plant that seed in Kelsier's mind. And I was like, what? So now I feel like I have to reread that short story, number one. And number two, Ruin is playing 5D chess because, oh my god, that's like a lot of
My man's an
forethought.
anime antagonist, guys. Like
Yeah, he's Dio.
he's Aizen from Bleach.
All according to Keikaku,
Oh,
guys.
fuck.
All according to Keikaku.
Like,
I mean, he is like an omnipotent like power of the universe or something. So like, eh, sure, yeah, I guess it's not like so
this is
shocking that it's beyond our comprehension. But
I mean, he got a pretty big twist also. Like we're out here playing like checkers, guys. He's
This is
playing
yeah,
not even 5D
galaxy
chess.
chess. Nah, he's playing galaxy chess.
What's Galaxy Chess?
yeah,
Like
infinite D
beyond
chess.
Oh, like
infinity.
you mean like even further than 5D?
Yeah, further. Like interstellar, like dimensional chess.
Interstellar.
Interstellar chess.
Interdimensional chess.
Yeah.
Damn. But yeah, that's I was like, if that's true, I kind of want to go back and reread that short story to see like how that wording or like name come about because it was like Kelsier's mentor. Was he the one that first mentioned it? I forget.
Oh, I actually never read 11th Metal.
It's like 10 pages.
Yeah. I hold it up and then
Yeah,
I keep
but
forgetting to read it.
I'll go back and read it and I guess I'll report back next book club if anything comes of it. But chapter 24, we get Doggo Tensoon back. Let's go.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
I didn't write any other notes in this chapter, honestly. I don't think
They
anything
just
else
mention
happened.
his blessing of presence and kind of like talks about what it does. Like helping him focus, basically impeccable memory. Very copper mindy.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
also
I thought
he
that was interesting because the other ones so far, like that we knew about, seem to align with like allomantic powers, but this one definitely doesn't and seems more like ferrochemical
Yeah.
related, if it's like memory and stuff. So maybe it's not like a one-to-one comparison, and that the conjure stuff is like different.
Yeah, and I was gonna say the bad side of his blessing is that he can't just like turn his mind off when he was getting tortured for that year. Like he couldn't just have it
My nightmare.
like yeah pass in like the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm assuming like how when people go under and they just wake up after procedure, it's like no time passed.
And you
I
can't.
feel like the other whatchamacallit, Kandra could do
Kandra.
that, but not him because he has to have his mind on.
Yeah, and you can't sleep. Basically, is what it meant. I was like, damn, that's horrifying.
Yeah, the worst thing
They're
that
like,
can ever happen for anesthesia is awareness
yeah, if it
during.
doesn't work.
Rip.
Yeah. So I can't imagine this poor guy being aware the whole
That's like
time.
my number one fear. Is that like the anesthesia won't work all the way, that I'll have like full body paralysis, but
Oh
like
no.
mental awareness, that's like my nightmare.
Hey, I want 0 mental awareness and 0 pain.
Yeah.
We can tell like
Um,
if someone is kind of aware though, because their heart rate goes
mm,
up and their blood pressure goes
yeah.
up, and it's like,
Freaks me out.
You're
yeah,
like,
they're
knock him
freaking
out, knock
out.
him out.
Oh fuck. No, that's never happened to me. But it would it wouldn't happen for very long. But poor Tensoon, he didn't
Yeah.
get that.
But they know that for his punishment, they're gonna break his bones.
That seems
But that
very
because of
harsh.
his blessing, he wouldn't be able to fall unconscious from like the pain or whatever we'd have to experience. But yeah, then they give him the bones. They're like, "Oh, we don't want to break your perfectly good human bones. Put on your
Like, we'll give you
totally
these bones you
embarrassing
hate.
dog bones."
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh
he
no,
was,
my dog bones. I guess I'll
and
have to
the
suffer in them.
and his inside anime character turns to camera. All according to Kaku.
Kenkaku.
I imagine it like the flashes in like Death Note where you're like inside
Of
Lights
his head.
like Light's brain and he's like, I'll take a potato chip.
Yeah.
It's that. And he's like, my dog bones, they didn't know that I've been planning this all along.
Then the diary entry at the end of this chapter, they're talking about this balance between ruin and preservation, which is giving me like Star Wars vibes.
The light
But
and dark force.
yeah.
You think that I will be
Will be
darkness?
I almost named the stream that, and then I'm like, I don't want to ruin it, like ruin. I don't want to
No,
spoil
we
like things with words, so
we quote it so many times though. Like
I know.
think the darkness will be the light. Oh.
All right, and
um,
chapter 25, I didn't have any notes except about the diary entry. So if anyone has anything, feel free.
They're just outside of Fadrix, heavily defended. Set is kind of impressed that L is finally a leader now because he was able to talk back.
Yeah. And he was like, look, man, I'm not here to get this city for you. You'll get a city someday, but you don't get to decide what city or when. And we were like, ooh,
Dang.
shit. Um, yeah, but they're worried about like trying to lay siege to the city that is very well defended. And they're gonna have to wait them out.
All right, what's next? I had to do more work stuff. 26.
Back to Spook POV.
Yeah, I wrote, I'm becoming suspicious of this Kelsier spirit because it told Spook to leave that shard of metal in his arm. Oh, I think this is why I was thinking it was hem allergy, because
Yeah.
this is like the nail or whatever, the spike that Spook like received. So that was, I think, where I was going with my earlier thought.
I also made that note that it's like leaving the metal in your body has
Yeah,
some kind
so
of effect.
ferrochemical or like hem allergy type. Interesting. I guess
Oh
we will
wait!
find out.
Oh wait! I just why did I not make that connection before? Yeah, because I remember like it actually stabbed him by going through the other guy first.
Oh, did
Remember?
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, why did I not make
I was
this
right. I was
connection?
right.
I
It
forgot
was
about that too.
allergy. Yeah, I completely forgot that's how he like I knew he got stabbed, but I forgot it was because they stabbed through the
Through
other
another
guy.
person.
Okay. We're
Okay.
on to something.
I
We're
guess
on
you
to
were
something.
right.
Hey, even though I completely forgot that, or I just think I didn't note it
Yeah.
because I forgot that he got stabbed through someone as well. But yeah, I guess we'll find
It's
out
all coming
still.
together.
But the question we have is who like blessed it in order to give him the powers? Because when you get stabbed through someone, I don't think it just happens, right? Someone has to like do things to make it work. I'm assuming.
Well,
I don't
he
know.
lost
Who
consciousness,
knows?
right?
I think Spook did, yeah. So
Yeah.
he doesn't know what happened.
Yeah.
So we'll find
So
out.
yeah.
Andrea's like a mom, like, oh sure, sweetie, yeah, yeah, you'll find out soon. But yeah, I'm still suspicious of the spirit though, because I'm like, maybe it's just like taking the form of Kelsier for whatever reason, and yeah. But I mean, it did help Spook out. Spook's alive because of it, so for that, I say I'm grateful for now. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, 27. Vin does recon in Fadrex.
Yeah.
And she goes to see this informant that Set recommended.
Slow
Swift. Very
And the city is very like calm and peaceful, surprisingly.
yeah. Well, that's because everything is quote unquote normal because this obligator rules it and he kind of left things the way they were before the fall of the Lord Ruler. So they have stability through that. But Slow Swift is kind of like a I don't know why all the older characters are like kind of whimsical or eclectic. This guy seems very similar to Set,
I mean,
but I guess
hope
they're
when I
buddies.
become older, I become whimsical and eclectic.
You also become an emo
the dream.
poet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's become a
just a
very
peek into his
chill
dark, twisted
pundit
mind.
smoking a pipe.
Joseph said, "I'm not being a sellout." I forget what that was in reference to.
Oh,
Um,
she asks like for weaknesses of like the obligator that's running the city. He was like, I like it here. Why would I do that?
yeah. He's
It's
like,
like I
"Aren't
like
you
it,
about to
and
invade me? Your
my life
army's
is
right
good.
outside."
Yeah.
True point, true point.
But she convinces him. This this reminded me, unrelated, but probably because of this, I had in my dream last night, I was smoking a pipe, like a old fashioned, like a Sherlock Holmes pipe. And I remember in that dream being like, "This is fun. This is good. People should smoke pipes more. It's fun." And it's probably because of reading this book last night. So anyway,
I
yeah,
had
she gets
nothing.
some
Oh,
kind of
did I have
info
one more
from him,
thing?
anyways.
Oh, when Vin leaves Slow Swift to go see some other informant, she is on her way to this alley, but like something in the back
She
of her
gets a
mind tells her that
bad
something's
feeling.
off about this alley. So I'm like, what is that about? Because they don't really explain it or talk about it after that.
Hmm. But this
You just,
informant is Hoyd, who was
Boyd,
in
yeah.
what was
yeah,
the second book?
He
That
was he
draft
was
that was the
in
one
book.
Kelsier
it
talks
was
to.
the first
Kelsier.
book when Kel was talking to looking for an informant, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what is? But I'm wondering like what she's sensing from him, because as far as we know, he's like a neutral party for now. And I do remember, I think Andrea mentioned that this guy is like somehow connected to other books, but we'll leave it at
Mm-hmm.
that. But
Yeah.
I'm just unsure about like what her like fifth sense was telling or sixth sense was telling
Wait,
her.
which guy?
Hoyd.
Boyd, the informant,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You'll see him. You'll see him.
he'll come back. He'll come back. But yeah, so that was the only thing I had a question about. But maybe we'll also understand that later on. But diary entry time again. So I was like, okay, the Lord Ruler was good about one thing, and it was about having no guns. I agree with him on that.
Yeah.
So good on the Lord Ruler. He wasn't all that bad.
Maybe we're okay with that.
Yeah. But that was it. Chapter 28. Ellen describes Vin about killing God as a homicidal hat trick. I really like that description.
Oh, yeah.
And like, yeah,
Funny.
she killed God and his relatives, and he just calls it like a homicidal hat trick. And I'm like, damn, he loves his wife.
Yeah.
We love a guy
Yeah.
that loves his
Highlighted
wife.
that section. That was really funny. He's like, yeah, you killed my God, my dad, my brother, my fiance, and then we got married.
Honestly, that's kind of hot.
She said, if I can't have you, no one can have you. Yandere.
So then they suggest about crashing. What's the Inquisitor's name? Something with a Y. I
Yeoman.
didn't.
Yeoman.
Yeoman.
Yeoman. So Yeoman's having a ball, just like good old times. And they're like, what the hell? They've still been having balls, and of course they are because
Rich people are gonna
they're
rich.
yeah, they're stuck in their ways. So they have this great idea to crash the ball and be face to face with their enemy, I guess, in this territory. And then I was thinking, I'm like, oh, like if they're going to a ball, like I wonder if Vin like just brought a ball gown back from the Central Dominance. And then we find out towards the end of the chapter, she's like, oh my god, like I have no makeup and no dress, and she's flipping out. So
I
real
have
girl
nothing to
issues right here.
wear.
She's just a girl.
Yeah,
Just a little baby.
first world problems.
Yeah.
She's
Forget
just a
about the fact that
girl,
they'll be in
and
enemy
Ellen
territory.
is
She's like,
just a chill guy.
no, stop. I've been seeing it too often.
The chill guy. Okay, you know you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. Okay.
Pete's like
Alex
obsessed with
just showed
those.
me that meme yesterday. What is the chill guy? It's like a dog,
Yo,
He's
right?
just a chill
he's
guy.
just a chill guy. What you
He's just a
mean?
chill guy.
Oh my god.
No, it's just
I
like an
finally got
artist drew this like dog character. Like actually, I
It's actually
honestly
from
thought
a,
at
it's
first it
like
was AI, but it's
it's
actually
from
an
like a
artist,
year
so we're
ago.
okay.
Yeah, it was just a
Yeah.
original character from an artist like a year ago, and he captioned it like, "Oh, I just drew this character. He's just a chill guy." And then a year later, somehow it just became a meme.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
So it's
He
like
looks like
Doing
Scrappy
that.
Doo.
And like Arthur.
Yeah, it's like Scrappy and Arthur
Yeah.
had a baby.
Oh my
It's a
Very
god.
cool
wholesome though, I
scrap
will
do.
say. But yeah, he's just a chill guy.
It's Scrappy if he became chill.
The next chapter
He
we're
was such
back
a
in
bitch.
Urtio, or how are you pronouncing that?
Urto.
Or Theo?
A toe.
Or Toe?
Urto, yeah,
That's how I pronounce it.
sure.
Oh yeah, I'm confusing it with
Mhm.
another place in the Brando Sandler universe. Never mind, ignore me.
Oh, okay, Urtio. I'm just gonna say it
Urto.
phonetically, but the citizen guy, man, I really hate him. He's like every fake leader. He's like, yes, we're overthrowing the populace, and I'm gonna be a great leader because I'm one of you. But then he's just like actually the worst person ever.
The biggest hypocrite to ever
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah. But they show up to try and do diplomacy with him.
Damn, he's not good at the game diplomacy. Has anyone
No.
played that board game? We had to play that in school.
Actually, there's a game called Diplomacy.
It's like
Yeah, I never
it's
played it, but
like
I know it.
not like Civilization, but it's like political-ish.
Yeah. I didn't play it, but I had a friend who was obsessed with it in high school.
It's okay,
It
just
seems
okay,
boring to me.
but it doesn't work. But they wind up going to where the ministry building is boarded up, and they're like, "Well, if no one's gonna be here because they don't want anything to do with ministry stuff, then we'll just make ourselves at home." So they
And
go
they
in
also
and they
knew the
find
cash
the
was probably
cash.
gonna be there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think it's been in a ministry
It's
building
always in
in
ministry
most of
buildings,
them,
yeah.
right? If not all. So, and this one's specialty is water.
They have a
Yeah.
lake.
Hooray!
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, this seems like a very nice, like, this is probably the perfect cache to hole up in because it has so much like fresh water and like streaming water. It's not like they have a finite amount, so
hmm Rock
very nice.
filtered.
Yeah, filtered water.
That's volcanic.
Good
They got
old
that natural
water.
charcoal filter.
hmm
Yep, water, bottle
Um,
water.
Whoa.
But they make their something cozy. They have a watch team upstairs, and they're just, they're just hanging out. They're just chill guys.
That's chill, guys. I did also note in this chapter as they're like going to the ministry building, they're like walking in the streets and there's like stuff. He's like burning like stuff, nobility stuff. And well, Spook catches up with them also, but he like sneaks in. But he sneaks up and he's like, "Yeah, that was staged for your benefit. He probably keeps storehouses of that stuff so we can order them burned at dramatically appropriate times."
Wow.
I was like, "Damn, this citizen trauma queen." And yeah, so they meet up with Spook again, and he's like, "By the way," say that later, "I have to talk to you about something." I was like, "Ooh, yeah." I don't think they do in this chapter though. Yeah. So next chapter, 30, we're back Ellen POV. And they're getting ready to go to the ball. And we have a Vin outfit reveal. And she comes out in a beautiful dress, and they're like, "Wow, how did the tailors make you that out of maid uniforms or something?" And she got it commissioned in the city and got makeup, so she's a real girl's girl now.
Oh man, another one bites
Uh,
dust.
a girl's girl.
Yeah.
I did like this chapter though. There's like they're like working a little bit of like light comedic content back in. So we have again like Ham pulling out philosophy questions that like make Set mad, and Ellen notes that like, oh, maybe that's why like Ham hasn't been saying those much lately because Breeze isn't around to like be annoyed by them. But now
Aww.
he's got Set, and he's like at the end he's like trapped there. Ham is like, you can't because he is paralyzed on his legs. He's like, you can't move unless someone brings you somewhere, right? He's like, I've got some puzzles you might enjoy. He like forcibly traps him to talk to him about philosophy, which is funny.
He finally found the right match, someone who can't leave.
Yeah. He's like, I've been lonely. Yeah, but anyway, they go to the party and they make a grand entrance. I was like, this is great. I love how dramatic they've become. Yeah, they show up and they are like working the room. Vin is good at balls now. She comes and like tells off the head lady,
Yeah.
and then she becomes the center of attention.
Oh, sorry. Which chapter is this?
30
30. Okay. Oh, so
at the ball.
so Ellen asks where Vin got the dress from, and she's like, "That's a girl secret." I thought that was
Yeah,
funny.
it's like you wouldn't understand.
Like, you don't need to know, right? Don't question it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, boys being boys, they just don't
Yeah.
know.
But their grand
They
entrance
shouldn't
was
know.
like amazing though. Like I really wish we had like
Oh,
I could see
funny.
this like in live action or something
know.
because I'm like, oh my god, this is so ballsy
In the
and it's like hilarious.
Mistborn anime.
I know.
Yeah,
I need to see this. It's like
yeah.
it's giving Pride and Prejudice historical drama at the ball, but also like fantasy powers. So I want to see this played out.
Yeah. I also like that they showed up with their own name card, like to announce them. And they're like, yeah, please announce us as like the High Emperor, like the Empress / Hero of Ages. I was like, damn.
Yeah, yo, her
Yeah.
title insane.
Mhm.
But yeah,
But, you
Vin's
know,
doing a good
they're
job
balls.
holding her own now. So like, and she
Mhm.
finally accepts. Or actually, no, that's in a later chapter. So 31 though, Lady Patcherson, something like that. Um, when she, when Vin shuts this lady down, like she's not like yelling at her, but like she's like popping off, and I'm like, we should turn this into copy pasta because it sounds like that Navy SEAL one. It's like, I had blah 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 killed, this and that, and Vin's like going off. Wait, does someone have it up? I don't have the book in front of me.
Yeah,
Chapter 31.
let's see.
Was that 31?
Oh, 30. Chapter
Oh,
30.
30. Yeah, sorry. I see I mistyped my chapter thing. I wrote 31 twice.
Yeah. It goes, she's planning to betray you, Vin said. The women glanced at each other. She has plans to get out of the city, Vin said. When the army attacks, she won't be here, and she's going to leave you all to die. Make an ally of me, however, and I will see that you protect it. And then she's like, did I invite you here? And she's like, that was easy. Vin's internal monologue. You didn't invite me. I invited myself. Someone needs to warn the women here.
Dang. That's right, Vin.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the end of that chapter. So they're still mingling in the party, and then is this where 31? This is where we go back to Spook POV? Do I have the chapter numbers correct?
Say Z POV to start with.
Oh yeah, it's
But
Sayzed's
yeah,
chapter,
that
but
group.
Spook's also there.
Mhm.
Sayzed's being, still pensive and sad. The only note I had for this chapter was eventually towards the end, I guess, when Spook drops in and is talking to Sayzed, because they haven't seen each other in like a year or so. Spook's like dropping some wise words to Sayzed about like letting go or something. I didn't even write down the whole quote. I think I was reading this section on the plane. I was getting sleepy, so I kind of just like shorthanded my notes at this point.
Because he was saying, because they were talking about why Says stopped believing in any of the, or like really teaching religions, and he was like, maybe you stopped because Tyndall would have wanted you to stop because she didn't like them and stuff like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's something that Says had never even considered why he stopped. And he was like, maybe he's right. He's like, who knew Spook could think like this?
Well, 1 year
You
is
know,
of being like
the
hopped
the
up
At
on
some point,
drugs.
gotta bring
the
them
the
in.
dummies of the group are turning out to be good thinkers.
This
Yeah.
is this is the time skip glow up, hence the stream title name.
Yeah.
Good for them. They're just chill guys.
Oh yeah, this is the chapter that I was like, why is Spook not telling them that the citizen is an Allomancer
Yeah.
and like his lackeys? Because Breeze is talking about like, oh, we want to take the city, like we have to undermine his government and then remove him. And I'm like, yeah,
Mhm.
we could do that really easily. Why is he not bringing this up?
Mm.
Maybe he will later, but I was like, why doesn't anybody just say the important things first? You know,
My only thought is
something's
like
gonna happen.
for like the pewter people, it's might be hard for them to. I mean, like, cause like you can't really prove someone's an Alamaster per se unless they use their powers. But I don't know if like they'd be willing to die to like preserve the lie.
I mean, obviously not if he used it to
Oh, that's true.
like he intervened in the fight with Spook.
True.
So like, I guess none of them are steel pushers or whatever. Like you could shoot a
Mm,
coin at. Like I don't know. They could stage something, I'm sure.
for sure.
But
And this is also where we get the tidbit of like preservation, ruin, the net gain, net loss of power, and then also ferrochemy being actually a power that existed before everything, and is just like a neutral, like no gain or loss.
mhm,
Solidifying ferrochemy as my favorite one.
Exactly.
yeah. Oh, there's also a part in this chapter where Sailor goes back and reads the the metal inscription from Rashek that's in this cache that they're in. And Rashek writes that he says it has proven far more clever than I assumed, infecting my thoughts, making me see and feel things I do not wish to.
Mm.
Which is interesting because we thought that Ruin couldn't like affect your thoughts. Or like I guess Ruin can't read your thoughts, but maybe it can like
Influence
I don't
your
know, influence you.
So now
Um
Ruin's also playing intergalactic chess because
yeah.
now I'm thinking Ruin is telling other people, no, I can't read your thoughts, but then this metal plate, Reshak's like, yeah, no, it actually kind of can.
Yeah, or like if it can make you see things like the ghost of Kelsey, like is like making that up, or like I don't know, is that what's making like Sazed so emo? It's making him feel
It turns
more
out that's
emo. So
actually
now
still
he
just
like
Twindle's death, like hitting him hard though.
yeah, you know. So
Yeah, that's good points.
that's
Good points. It's like don't trust anyone, not even not even yourself, kind of
Yourself,
thing.
yeah.
yeah, for real.
Damn. Yeah, Ruin is just really OP. Come on, where's preservation? You got preservation. Got to step this shit up.
Now
Yeah,
you'll find out what preservation is.
Okay,
I'm sure
good
that we
foreshadowing,
will.
Andrea.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
happy to know that we do find out because I am getting kind of like where are they? Where preservation's kind of late to the game now. But all
No,
right,
no,
we'll
yeah.
see. What were you gonna say?
Um,
Me?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were saying something.
Oh no, I stopped myself because
Okay.
I was gonna say something, but I'm like, you know what? Let me
Getting a little
not.
too close.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
yeah.
So chapter 32, Ellen finally breaks away from the crowd to talk to Yeoman, who's they described him as someone who's like similar in age, so also kind of like a young person, I guess. Younger than I guess many other Inquisitors. But he is kind of just not hearing or doesn't want to hear what Ellen says, and kind of rightfully so, right? Because they stepped in with their army and they're like, yeah, so by the way, would you let us come in peacefully? And they're like, peacefully? Your army is like outside.
Oh yeah.
So
And he also
I kind of like how
hates.
they did the little scholarly back and forth debate though. They're like, have you read this
Yeah,
book though?
that
Because
was
it
cute.
states blah blah blah. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh look, they're like buddies, kind of.
And he hates L.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of buddies, one of Ellen's like friends is at this ball
Talden.
too, right?
Yeah, that we
He
saw in
Mhm.
book 1,
Tilden.
Talden.
yeah. So
Oh, also noting before he even talks to Yeoman, we get to see another taste of L's like just natural like power level
raw
from being
power.
like he's able to
Yeah.
soothe the room without even really thinking about it.
He has
Yeah.
the OG Allomancy
Mm-hmm.
He got that version 1 Allomancy.
version 1.
Yeah.
Does that mean it still has bugs or no?
I mean, I guess we'll find out.
We'll find
The
out.
Allomancy before they started selling DLC for it?
It was the full game.
Yeah, the
No
full
DLC.
game, not like part 1/2 plus buy $5.99 for subscription of the season pass DLC.
There's no battle pass in this one. There's no battle pass.
He's running on beta version.
And yeah, this is the chapter where Vin finally accepts the fact that, you know, she can be both a noble woman
Yeah.
by like skill and also like her backstreet sea urchin, you know, tendencies can coexist.
The urchin.
Yeah.
Street urchin.
Wait,
Street
sea
urchin,
urchin?
yeah. Sea urchin.
She is a sea urchin.
He's spiky like a sea urchin.
Yeah, her hair is giving sea urchin.
Uh,
But that's good. I'm glad that she has accepted both parts of her personality.
mhm. I also like that this conversation between Ellen and Yeoman, like Ellen, he notes it later, but he like is backing a little bit off of his like refined like king persona and is just kind of like being a little shit. I like
Yeah.
wrote
His
a
King
note that I was
Sona.
like, damn, Ellen got jokes now. She's like, was like, how did you ever end up at a table of negotiation? He's like, I was trained by a surly Mistborn, a sarcastic terraceman, and a group of disrespectful thieves. And he's like, got jokes throughout their conversation.
Yeah.
It's like he's feeling a little silly.
He's just a
Since
chill
they're
guy.
all- it's just chill guy.
This is gonna be like stuck in my head now.
It's literally at the Friendsgiving I went to yesterday. We just kept
Yeah.
saying, "Yo, he's just a chill guy."
Oh my god. Vince,
And
I
then,
think. Oh yeah, what were you gonna say?
no, I might have to drop that lore too on my attendings because I explained Toughen
Yeah.
Season the other day.
They don't know what that
Bro,
is.
that what? That's so old.
That's not even a meme. That's just like a thing.
Well,
It's
no,
just
they, like they're all married and like in their 50s, 60s. Of course, thI'm not gonna know
Oh,
who
it's the
this
middle
is.
aged.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah. That's like
I
me
don't think they're
explaining
ready.
Brat Summer to my boss.
Oh, I can't even imagine how to explain Brad Summer. Hot Girl Summer, Hot Boy Summer was already a lot. But
There's a
anyway,
cycle.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we also get to see Elle doing something very, very romantic with their first dance.
Hmm
So cute.
Actually, before that, Vin says I liked Ellen before he was cool and dreamy because I think the other girls like
Oh yeah, they were swooning.
swooning over Ellen, and she's like, "Pff, I liked him when he was a loser.
I loved him when he was pathetic.
Yeah, when he was just
Yeah.
like a lonely nerd reading books at a ball. I liked him. But yeah, this scene also I want to see so bad, like live action or like animated.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
it
so
was
funny.
cute.
They finally get their first dance, and Elle pulls
She's
out the
so
book.
nervous when he pulls out a book. I was like, damn, he really got jokes in this ball. He's back in his element.
But that is actually so so surprisingly romantic. Him pulling out the book that he was reading the first time they ever met. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
Elle.
Yeah.
And the way
Very
he says
cute.
it, he's like, "Oh yeah, I just wanted it to be like, you know, the first time you met." I'm like, "Oh, that's so cute. Oh my
And
god."
Vin's like, oh, that's almost romantic.
Vin's like, "That's almost romantic if we weren't actually here to do like diplomacy things and conquer this territory." Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah. That was
And
very
then their
cute.
grand exit. They literally bounce out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. Jump over everybody and out.
Hmm.
Uh,
And
like,
actually, this is
unfortunately, no diplomacy.
no diplomacy done.
Good.
But they got their first dance.
Did?
Yeah. A win is a win.
Oh yeah, win is a win. I call that a win.
But this is also like I realized that this is where they mention hemalurgy and the net loss of power. I realized, and it being
Yeah,
from
so
ruin.
yeah, so
Yeah.
him allergy is from Ruin. That's why again I was like, maybe the spirit thing that gave Spook her allergy powers is actually bad. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like what it's operating on such like a a higher level. I'm like, what purpose would that
Mm-hmm.
is that going to
We're
provide
just
for them? What is
plebes.
Spook going to do? I'm like, don't make him into a bad guy.
Don't make him do bad guy things.
Wait, do you
Yeah.
remember how many spikes an Inquisitor has? They have
Mm.
two, one through each eye at least.
Is it 16? Don't say it's 16.
I
Well,
don't
there are
There
some
is
remember.
with
not
more
16.
now.
Yeah,
There
Yeah,
was
they got
like the normal
extra.
amount, and then they've been finding ones with more. So I think it's
because
influx.
I think it
Like
started
10
at
or
like 9 or 10, and then I think
Yeah,
Marsh is up to like 12, 13 or something like that.
he got the DLC.
yeah. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
got the he got the
Yeah.
patch. He got the
Yeah.
patch.
Well, he's like the beta guinea pig guy. So
Part 2.8 over F.
yeah.
368 and a half
Sleep.
days.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
V 2.83
Yeah.
birth by sleep.
Yeah. Birth by Spike.
Oh man. Um,
Yeah, but I don't remember what the original number was. I
yeah,
think
I'm
they
trying to
did say it.
remember. I don't remember either.
Yeah, I will not be making the
Spend
mistake of Googling more shit this time.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'll Google and make sure that you guys don't get spoiled.
Okay, you let us know when you come up with the original count. But the last
Yeah,
chapter, POV Tensoon again.
the baby girl POV.
Between 9 to 11.
9
Okay.
to 11. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go back to Tensoon, and he's on trial again. Where he got brought up with his dog bones,
As a dog. He
and
got that dog in him.
he starts speaking directly to first gen, calling them fucking useless.
And actually they moved, so I'm thinking that they actually do exist now. Because before I was thinking it was like a weekend at Bernie's type situation.
Yeah.
So
But
maybe
one
they
of
are
them
just up
talked.
there, but they're just useless.
Yeah. I don't know. I
And
Hopefully
don't
we
we
find
remember
out.
them
get
being public.
Prison Break.
Prison Break.
Prison Break. Yeah.
And I will say, man, second gen fucking useless as fuck. They are all useless. They can't do anything.
I love that Tensoon is like, why are these idiots got these soft ass bones? He's like, I just push him over, all his bones shatter.
And then
You like
also
soft boned, weak ass bitches.
He's like,
the
you
door guards
smooth
were like,
brain, soft bone bitch.
Smooth boned. Crystal bones. Yeah.
oh yeah, I forgot they are crystal,
Glass
right?
glass
Was the
bones.
guy that was putting him on trial having he had crystal bones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, I was gonna say that the door guards were more worried about that second gen Chandra than like Tensoon escaping. And then
Stopping him. Yeah.
the crystal bone guys were like, no, you idiots! Like he's literally leaving through the doors. Like go get him. But then he winds up escaping. So yay.
And he jumped.
Because he got them strong dog legs now.
Mm-hmm.
He got that
Vin
dog in him.
trained him well.
Following him.
Mhm.
But yeah, I really like Tensoon as a character. He's definitely growing on me.
Yeah.
He's just baby girl.
He's just a little guy. But he does know that when he like, even though he has his dog bones back, that he no longer has the blessing of potency that he stole from Orser.
Yeah.
That wasn't in the bones that they gave back to him. They took it out.
It's still somewhere.
Did he have the blessing of potency as in his original dog form with Vin?
Yeah,
Unclear.
after
I
he
think so,
killed
yeah. But I
Orser.
think when he came back, they had mentioned he didn't have it on him.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I don't know how that works. They didn't really explain that though, right?
They have not
Well,
explained
it says that
yet.
he got it when he killed Orser.
Yeah,
but
but they
I
didn't
guess
explain like
how
what
do you
he did
lose
with
it?
it.
No,
I'm assuming it has to be something physical to an extent,
Yeah.
right? If you're
They
able to just
wash the
remove it.
bones.
Maybe he's hiding
Yeah.
it out somewhere so he can get it back.
Or like that
Hmm.
they didn't give it back to him with the bones, presumably.
No,
If
because
it's
I
something
thought they
that's,
said that
like,
he
visible.
didn't have it on him when he came back. I thought they mentioned that.
Is it a physical thing though, or is it just like allomancy where it's like just powers? Because I thought it was just powers.
Unclear.
Well, it seems like a physical thing because he no longer has it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he did have it. But I thought they mentioned
he
when he
took
came
it
back
from
that he
Orser.
didn't have the blessing of potency on him. Whatever that means.
Mm.
When he went back to Conjureland.
Yeah,
I don't
Conjureland,
remember.
yeah. I might be misremembering that one. That one I actually don't really 100% remember. I thought I remembered
Yeah, I
that,
don't
but
know.
I don't remember, but like Meilong knew about it.
yeah, they knew about that he took it because Sir had it, but they didn't. But I think they didn't know where he put it. I thought was like part of the conversation because he didn't have it on him when he came back. I thought that's what they said, but I might be misremembering.
What chapter was that when they were talking? Does anyone with shorthand notes know what the chapter number was?
For which part? When he's first.
Or Tenzin and Meilong talking when he's in prison.
Okay, let me Google her name. I never wrote her name. No. Okay, hold on. That was in this book though, right? So.
That was in this section.
Oh yeah, chapter 9. Tensoon has a lady contra friend? Question mark. That's what I wrote.
No, they talked in this section.
And in this section. Oh well, yeah, we were just there. That was section. Either 20 was a chapter, a POV Tensoon, or
Let's see. Probably that one. Yeah.
Yeah, in part 2, right? Yeah, that was the first POV Tensoon chapter.
Mm-hmm.
POV, you are baby girl trapped in jail.
And POV, you're a little jelly blob trapped in jail.
Yeah, you're right. She said that Corsair had the blessing of potency. You must have inherited it when you killed him, but they didn't find it on your body when they took you.
Yeah,
What did you do
okay,
with
I did
it?
remember. Okay, I was like, I
Oh,
thought
okay.
they
He
mentioned
put
that, but
it
I wasn't
somewhere.
100% sure. Yeah.
Okay, I think I just was not processing that. So I guess it can be stored or like left somewhere for him to
Yeah.
get back eventually, I'm assuming. But
I
we also
mean,
don't even know. Potency
my-
just makes it sound like you're powerful, like stronger.
Yeah, like pewter,
Yeah.
basically.
It's
I
a-
assumed.
Yeah.
Because like they all seem to like kind of have an equivalent in either ferrochemy or allomancy, just from the descriptions at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some type of blessing.
All right, I guess we'll find out what he did to it in the next part of The Hero of Ages.
Hey.
Are you singing a thing, or is it my mic just like cutting out? Oh, there we go.
No. Can I pet that dog?
No, he's
Can I
like,
pet that dog?
He's on the run. You can't pet the dog. I imagine a Scott child just seeing this like wolfhound running through the field. Can I pet that dog? Nice.
Okay.
How many sections does this book have? 6 parts
I
plus
think
epilogue?
6. Yeah.
6, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna get to
Okay,
the
let's
halfway
see.
point in the next section. All right. Let's end the stream here and we'll discuss scheduling off stream, and we'll catch everyone back next time